Okay, there we go. Let me change a few settings and I'll be right here. Hey, that's good. And we're here. So, let's load the last game. That's probably this one. Nope, interesting. Okay, so first I'm gonna watch what I actually have to do, and I will catch you up with what's new. So we have trust and an identity tree. Okay, so recently we have pretty much almost finished the Game Jam games. That's almost done. I would say that we are done at an average of 99% of what I wanted to do. So right now it's just a question of doing the finishing touches. We can call it that way. Well, at least it's polishing for sure. But yeah, there's almost nothing left. Like eventually uploading the newest version, because as far as I know, I did a few changes, very little changes, which have to be updated. But yeah, this just has to be chipped. Oh, it's too early for this. I forgot about that. So maybe I can check the pawn shop. Yeah, I can check the pawn shop. Alright, place item 13. Oh, no. Mm. 25 is gonna be good. And maybe we have money to retrieve. Yes, a little bit. It's actually not enough to bet on something, is it? Probably not. Yes, I'm gonna grab the chest and we're gonna be fine. So regarding the jam, we have 5 days left, roughly. A little more than, a little less actually, than 5 days, so... Oh! That's cool. Wow! That's very good chest. So I don't think I will be adding anything more. I've had a few, like, I would say one bug, which was brought up. That was about selecting turrets. So I don't really know if I will be fixing this, because it could be a lot of trouble for something that is very little, in a sense that it is very uncommon to be in that situation, I think, regarding what I saw from the bug. And in another way, I'm getting kind of, I don't want to say bored, but yeah, I'm kind of done with this project. So I don't feel like working too much on it anymore. Just like what's necessary, but nothing more. Because obviously I have to think about what's coming next on the channel. And it can be a lot of different things, actually. So if you're catching this not live but later, You may add your inputs in the comments. It's probably not too late to actually help me decide what's going to happen next. But yeah, basically, I have a few directions to go with. So the first one is to look for another jam project, which I don't think I will be doing right now. There is a Let 'em Dare jam. I don't remember the name exactly now. It's confusing my brain. But I don't know. I don't feel like doing this because a weekend is kind of too small for me at the moment, I think. Especially because of the, I want to say, asset part. I don't really want to be in a rush. Like, being in a rush is not the mood I'm in for these days. The next thing that could eventually happen is making a series about tower defense. So yeah, kind of a tutorial series about how to make a tower defense game with Godot. It is something that could happen. But I still have a few things to research for that. Because... I still have one which works. I feel like it is very inefficient. For example, the projectile system, I kind of dislike it. I feel like it can be imprecise, in a sense. So, eventually, I think the problem is that the projectiles are not using the physics system. They're actually using the code to move just by being teleported. And because they're teleported, it kind of creates problems in the sense that they will skip spaces and can literally avoid enemies at some points. So that is something quite complicated. Another thing with collision projectiles, not really collision, but area detection, we have the problem of I lost it. I thought about it and I lost it. Collision detection. Yes, we have the problem of kind of pre-calculating the position of units. And that seems... Oh, actually I have no money. That's actually eventually something that should be done. Like calculating the distance of an enemy, then calculating its velocity to know exactly where it's going to be so that you can fire at the expected position. So yeah, I don't know. That's something that I should be looking into. And to be real, the chain and piercing I've added, they kind of bug. For some reasons I tried the game yesterday, I think, and regarding the prints I had in the chat, in the output, the debug console, it really looked like sometimes projectiles were chaining, and most often than not they were not. And sometimes they were piercing while I had no pierce, but because I had the chaining property. That was kind of weird. So this is something that is definitely not well done so far. So now that I think about it, Actually, let me see. There's something. Really? No, be ready soon. Okay, let's get back to that. So, okay, let's see what we can sell here, because we desperately need money. That's worth 25. Okay, let's go twice the price. But this one, 500. That would be kind of crazy if that goes for 500. Okay. Big items. Oh. Hmm. Okay, so we have set all the items. And we are still poor. Okay, money. Do we have money? Yes. Cool. Let's try to open something. So the first option is kind of exploring a tower defense thing. Another option I would go into is... Oh, that's way too expensive. Another option I would explore is kind of learning a different kind of games. Like, right now I'm thinking eventually make a Slay the Spire inspired game. With, yeah, I actually never played Slay the Spire, but I briefly see what it looks like. And I do know there's an interesting tutorial on this subject on YouTube, so eventually I will be looking into that and see how I can kind of bring additional information to that. So first it could be like a kind of stream series where we will be just try to make a game like this and then see how we can restitute the information back so that it is usable for more beginner level people. Because I don't think I would be working on a different kind of games at the moment. Like, this latest Spire game is kind of interesting. And if not this one, there's another option, but which is probably, I would say, way less likely because it seems kind of intimidating to me at the moment. It is making a game that would be like inspired by Card Hunter. So basically a kind of tabletop game where you have to play cards to move and attack. It is a game I really enjoy, so eventually I could look into this as well. Well, we can actually go pretty much as high as we want, now that we have the pawn shop. I think 300 is like way more than enough. Yeah, 235, so less than 300. I think I can make 300s out of this. Oh, and I think I forgot to change the latency again. Let me see that. Yes, no more latency. That's too bad. I can change it during the stream. So I would have to reset the stream to change that. Yikes. Okay. So let's not do that. Alright, so let's try to remember what objects are worth. The trumpet, that's 28. The blood pressure cuff. Oh, it's 27, but it's perfect quality, so it's very not worth much. A bag. Oh, that's less than I expected. 23, so it's kind of the same. Okay, so this item is bought by a collector. Do I actually send this item to the collector? I think it could be interesting to try to do those. Yeah, I will start doing that, I think. Okay, what is the value of this at the moment? 100? It's kinda bad. But eventually we're gonna be saved by the grill. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the big items. Saved by the big items. So we'll have to identify this chest. Not having the identifying tool is slightly annoying, but yeah, I guess we can manage. Oddly enough, learning how to rotate these items it's kind of like rotating items in 3D modeling tools and game engines. There is a similarity, definitely. Alright, let's go. So we're gonna go back to the pawn shop, try to make a few money, and see if we can send an item to the collector. By the way, actually, it might be on this side of the map. Oh no, he's in the other town, so we're good. Oh wait, my items are ready. I should pick that up. Okay. Not really saving my fuel, but it's probably worth it. Except that the huge pile of item is gonna break. That's kind of annoying. But it is something we will have to suffer. Yeah, as I expect. Whoa!
Can I help you?
Alright, let's see the width of this item. Oh, it's right here. Okay, cool. We're making money out of it. But this bed... Okay. I guess it works. Actually it doesn't. It doesn't. So we'll have to make the pile another time. If I remember correctly, the item we've brought here is actually kind of small. So it should be good. Long time no see, Darian. Indeed, I was kind of preparing my retreat for this post-jump thing. How you doing? So the thing is that, yeah, I will have a little bit of a cooldown after this jam. And I think I'm gonna... Ugh. I'm gonna be doing, oh no. Some gaming in the meantime between I actually make, I want to say, big projects. Okay, so it is all messed up. Okay. There's no way this... What the hell? Did I actually lose something? Yes, I did. You're done with your simulation test. Simulation, do you mean physics? Oh no, the classes? Let's go back to basic here. You're done with the classes exams. Probably. Alright, okay, chest. Good. Shelf, good. Real. Oh no. So yet again, I have messed the latency of the stream, so I will be slightly late. These are some simulation tests. Oh, okay, so they're like, I don't want to say fake tests, but training tests. Right, did we lose anything? No. Important test. Well, usually I actually like the idea of having kind of drill tests. Because I remember that at school I was a really bad test taker in general. And I don't know if it was relative to the idea of not doing a lot of those, but I don't think that's really bad. But basically to say exactly how bad I was at it, in the latest school I went to, basically I had classes of electronics before, which the other guys in the classes didn't. So before the test, I was giving them extra courses, sort of, to help them understand and practice electronics for the test, and they ended up having better results than me, while I actually had to explain them in the first place. That was kind of weird. So you had Romanian, history, and geography, yeah. So you're not really in the tech industry, if we can say it that way. I do realize that there are a lot of people who are... I don't want to say consuming game dev content, but a lot of people who are doing game dev who actually aren't really from this world at all. What happens if I put that in? Oh, actually I need to put it... Which is kind of like... I don't want to say it's better or worth to actually learn game dev on your own. I don't know. Because being in a school is definitely going to help you for a lot of things. But at the same time, you don't necessarily learn how to work on by yourself, sort of. If you were to go to school like this, AC or electronic one, you wouldn't have time to do what you like. So being less stressed, I can do more. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I would have expected people who go in game dev to be actually very much interested in that in the first place. But yeah. This has to go to the guy. In Romania, computer science only teaches you coding and mathematics. When you graduate from college, you don't know how to do anything. Honestly, I want to say that's kind of the old way to do that. And it's not necessarily bad. It can actually be quite good. There is... The thing is that, for example, here we're learning about game dev, and especially game dev. Like, game dev is the coding industry that requires mathematics the most. Like, if you don't have those basics, it can be very complicated sometimes. I have a friend who is in this field, and he's amazed at what you can do and he can do. You're going to teach him how to make games. Yeah, making games is very different. And there's just like nothing in common. Like, basically, if we could say that in I want to say in a game dev-ish words, when you go to classes like this, you actually learn the tools which will allow you to create your own game engine. Kind of. And then, when you go on YouTube, for example, you're most likely to actually get infos on how to make game fast. But the thing is, like, it is what I would say the microwave effect. You know a little of electronics, about electronics. You know how to connect wires, light bulbs. I don't think I even know how to do that. Like, the electronics we were learning was very much theoretical and not practical. Honestly, now you can learn the information yourself with the internet. Yes and no. I wanted to make a video about that, regarding how the internet is more and more becoming littered and a place full of trash, mostly because of AI, right? So it's kind of like, I think I would need kind of I would kind of need a graph to prove my point here. In words that I hope are visual enough. On the internet, you have a whole lot of beginner-oriented information. And then the more you go toward a higher level, the scarcer the resources are. Because in the realm of internets, intermediate and high-level information are not informations that sell publicity and that create traffic. And since it's all a question of traffic, it's not interesting for anyone. It's not interesting for people who make it. It's not interesting for people who publish it. It's not interesting for algorithm. It's interesting for absolutely no one. It's only interesting for a very low amount of the public, So it kind of has this effect where, yeah, it costs too much to entertain for too low public, in a sense. School is only theoretical and not practical. That's... I want to say that can be true, but it probably depends on what kind of school you have. And then you said you need to know how to search information when we talked about the internet thing. Well, yeah, but the thing is that when the information doesn't exist or is hidden on purpose, then it's not a question of knowing how to search, it's a question of being very dedicated, because at some point it becomes very complicated. And yeah, it's just very annoying to swim in the trash just to find some goal at some point, which, yeah, it feels like way too much work. Oh, this is in Romania. If you went to another country, maybe you would do better. Well, no. I mean, no and yes, probably. But this is not just Romania, I think. But... for example, like... I know that, for example, in France, what I would call the general space is very bad. But we have some exceptions. We have some schools which are a few exceptions, but usually I think they are not French schools. They're more like international schools that do settle in France. But yeah, France is like one of the last at education in Europe. I don't know about Romania. But usually when you have this feeling that having to learn by yourself is actually more effective, that is quite of an indicator that education system is kind of broken. Sort of. Besides, you're on a premise of knowing a little bit of everything, not knowing a single good thing. Yeah, it is the case of a lot of people, to be fair. Some people are in this situation because they try a lot of different jobs early in their life, and then they end up having nothing special that... I mean, they're still trying to find something they do like. Unfortunately, in Romania, the state wants us to do stupid things, to work like robots, not doing things in our own. This is because of the communist part. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how France can be a hidden communist country, in a way. Because it's exactly the same. Like, exactly the same, but... even maybe... I don't know. I don't want to say it's harder, but recently I've heard numbers which are actually quite impressive. Regarding this communist part, because, for example, you know, in France we have the social system, which is originally created by the communism political side back in the days when it was created. And then regarding how much money we make that is going back to the government, and how much part of everything the government is taking right now. So in terms of taxation, I mean, it's compared to basically USSR. And the economists are comparing current France with USSR. And the numbers are something around USSR broke down when they were taxing 63% of the wealth produced, like the... how is that named in English? The product per habitant, something like this. So USSR broke down at 63%, And right now, France is at 59%, and the actual spending is higher than 63%. So they're spending more from the state than what the USSR was doing. So that's kind of, yeah. If you want to talk communism, we're quite in it. I mean, that's quite a bit, right? If you look at what we have, the value is redistributed no matter what. Like, for example, as long as you're kind of participating at the slightest, you get this $500 paycheck amount. Like, that's not really capitalism, if we can say it that way. It's the first time I see a rug. So yeah, anyway, I will be overloading my prices so I can buy it. Ook, our communist ape is here. You're French, so you're communist, you don't have a word here. How y'all doing? Well, I'm doing fine. You can tell for Darian. Did you find drugs inside them storage yet? No, only corpses. Oh, stretching. Only corpses so far. And a rug. It's actually the first time I see a rug. And it's hella big. Damn. It doesn't want to get out! Okay, you will go at the end, I think. What is that? Halloween witch candle. Metal box. Wow, it's more expensive than I thought. Yeah, kind of circling back to the learning on the internet. While YouTube is often probably a very good starting point, it's probably necessary at some point to move toward other platforms which are learning dedicated in a sense, like Udemy, the kind of thing. But the problem is that usually when you're in a state where you want to be learning from, I mean, alone, you don't necessarily have a lot of resource to spend. Like, for example, right now, I'm actually quite curious to watch a lot of Udemy courses on Godot to actually see how they're crafted and get some techniques and contents which I think are very good, but I actually can't see myself spending money on that right now. So it's kind of a block at some point. So major pros for your game. Oh yes, the farmland, I think. I have to, when they started by, yes, farm game. Pokemon games with star armors. Yes, that's BB Digimon overloading stat system. Oh, no. Yeah, I think it's just a regular adventure game. I think is that even for a prototype, you're going super far in the amount of equipments you can have. Like for real, the more I make as projects and stuff. Oh no, the rug. The more I realize that making it small is actually the way to go. For me at the moment. Because making it big it's fine for a very short while and then it becomes very daunting, very intimidating. Alright, that's the technique. The rug overlay. There we go. No! Come on. Oh, now the rug is preventing me from entering. Sorry, I'm super focused on this because it's so annoying. Oh, I get it. Okay, 1, 2. And this guy on top. Okay, got it. And Seb was talking about, oh yes, that was the same thing, because that was kind of the joke I made when I saw like the excessive, not excessive amount of equipment there's on the character sheets for ape characters. I was saying that's a lot of equipment for a baby Digimon to equip, because technically that's a reference to his first project, which was a Digimon World inspired game. To be fair, moving carpets by telekinesis must be real taxing. I think the hardest part is to keep it straight. Otherwise, it should be better than a shelf. Actually, I didn't try telekinesis that much. Maybe I should give it a go. Alright. Let's see. What if you want to keep it gay, though? Is that a carpet thing? Carpets matter. I actually don't have many carpets at home. I mean, I don't think I have a big enough of a house to consider carpets. Damn it, if that's even related. I can't sell unidentified items. We can fix that. We can fix that. Just said something about keeping things straight. Oh! Got a knee-jerk reaction. Yes, straight carpets are difficult to find. Oh, that's broken. Boom, not broken. Wait, what? Oh, it has to go in storage. Well, as long as you can do it with telekinesis, if that's a thing that works. They did sell. I should have a lot of money in the computer. Oh no, that's way too much. This is never gonna sell. Hi, lady. Buy my stuff. You wanna haggle? 32? Oh, It's not the same. Oh, yes, okay. Okay, take it, I don't care. Ooh, money. We're kind of close to getting that identifying tool that Darian wanted. 16. Let's take it. Real talk though, imagine the kind of game dev you'd have to go through to make the carpet behave like fabric while being lifted by your show wheel. Kind of game dev. I think it's just not behaving like fabric at all. That's the easiest way to go with that. Otherwise, there would be... Well, the thing is that you would change the way it is behaving based on that if you telekinesizing it or not. It's like, for example, when you pick like these items that you can kind of run into, as long as they are... I mean, I think, right? As long as they are not hit, the physics is disabled. And it's just when you bump into it, it activates the physics so they fall down. Oh, there's a gun. And a space rocket. This must be worth 2,000. But yeah, that's the thing, right? Initially, early in the stream, when I was actually kind of stalling, I was talking about the future projects on the channel. I mean, the short-time future projects, which are gonna come after this one. So I'm not very settled. Like, it could be a follow the the Spire tutorial live series. Space rocket. I think it's so. Your mind identify this as something else. Well, something at least bigger. Oh, that's way less than I expected for a gun. Mega Storage Hunter game. So honestly, I would love that. But the amount of 3D things and animations which are required are kind of intimidating. Like, a lot. And even if I make it simple, for a 1% job, this kind of games seem like a lot. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. How am I gonna repay this? Definitely not with a fishing bait. Or no with the hammer. Yeah. This is a huge loss. Maybe that's the chest. The chest is packing. Lovely will help you with the 3D? How? Does he know how to make 3D? I don't think so. Fix? I can't fix it. Yes, I can fix it. Are you open? Yes. This is worth nothing. I hate that. That was a terrible loss. Terrible loss. But I don't know if we can, like, make up for it by overpricing everything. You could see such a game keeping things simple enough being a killer graphic designer, ex-IT student, cross-project. I don't know if you guys watched the 3D video that Bracky made, like how to make a 3D game with Godot. The kind of graphics he used for this video, like for the assets of this video, is exactly the kind of graphics I do like in video games. And I think they're not that hard to make. Like, as long as you have the techniques. But you don't take this kind of game personally? Yeah, that's kind of special. The number one reason why I'm into this kind of game is basically that's the kind of thing I usually play with my brother. And that's my go-to multiplayer game, sort of. And yeah, this one is solo, so that's kind of sad. And why I can do that live at the same time. I need to go 3D kind of soonish for like regarding school or regarding personal wins. It looks like another flavor of loot box opening to me. That's the thing. Yes, kind of. Yeah, this game in particular, yes, there is. But for example, there's another game which is kind of a contender for I want to say next game, because I will be playing this a little bit. I mean, long enough for me to actually explore the fun aspects of the game. And then I was thinking initially of actually discovering idle games, because even though I do make idle games, I don't play them that much. Like, I have a few I have played a lot, but not I haven't explored a lot of different idle games. And a lot of games which are considered sort of basic, I didn't play. So maybe I will do that. However, there's this other game that my brother bought, so technically I can play it because we share the family account in Steam. It's like a gas station simulator. And it is very good. It is very, very good because while being a simulation game, it does what I like the best in this kind of games. It's like mini gaming everything. Like taking the trash, mini game, brooming, mini game, like all that kind of things. So eventually I will give it a look in the stream. So I played the start, and I think it's a very, very, very good game. Idling to Rule the Gods inspired me quite a bit for the Digimon project. I don't know if you know that one. Actually, not at all. I mean, I didn't even catch the name once. Idling to Rule the Gods. Well, that seems ominous. Cookie Clicker, I did play this game, of course. And fun part, my brother bought the game like a few days ago. So I can have the Steam version now if I want to. Being able to sell the chest at a profitable rate, that's kind of cool. Oh no, come back! It's not too expensive. It's only twice the price. Oh, idling? Let's go. Idling to Rule the Gods. Let's actually search for that. That's a Steam game. And Apple Play. I mean Google Play. Alright, let's see. So it's definitely not the kind of graphics I dig, but that's basic. That could look like something I would do, like, because I'm bad at art. Oh, that's actually not that bad. And even those artworks, like they seem kind of high level for me right now. Yeah, the images are not very telling. Looks like a lot of RPG stylish. In fact, yeah, this kind of brings me back to the next project on the channel. The reason why I was thinking about doing the Slay the Spire tutorial, in a sense, is because I've seen. I mean, I want to make. I want to think about a game, an idle game, where you have this kind of idle combat, where the fighting. I don't need a track for this. Where the fighting part of it would be kind of positioned like in a Slay the Spire manner, right? It's a very typical thing you have. You have your characters on one side and the enemies on the other side, and they kind of face each other, and they do throw attacks at some intervals or anything. So I wanted to see how they did the Slay the Spire thing, because technically that would give me a first idea on how to implement this combat system. Where do I put the rug? There's nowhere to put the rug. Maybe I have to upgrade. It is the kind... Okay, so we're talking about I Link to Rule the Gods. It is the kind of incremental where after 3 years of consistent play, you can kick back and give yourself the props for having reached mid-game. It's like Path of Exile game knowledge. Like, you can play the game for 3 years and still be bad at it. And asking if Fluffy is a 90 student. Sable, to do a project, you have to finish your old projects. Well, it is finished. Like, okay, so what I was saying regarding the Bloons TD. Bloons TD is what I would call 99% completion state. And I don't really feel like working on it anymore. I just have to push the latest updates. And I think that will be the last one. Or very close to it. Because I don't see what I could be doing more. So... Stardust project... Stardust is finished. Like, it stops for sure. That Pokemon game. Pocket Clicker, yes, that was kind of unfollowed because it didn't have much attraction back in the days. Eventually today I would be able to make it in a different way that is way more interesting and could eventually draw more attention. Stardust 2 was just a thought. I never really launched that. I mean, there are a lot of things, like most of the time when a project isn't touched for a very long time, it may mean that it is subtly dropped out. If anything, I mean, if there's one project which eventually could be taken back, that would be the Skyblock series. But right now, I think I'm kind of unconsciously conflicted between how to handle the C# slash GDScript coexistence on the channel. Because if I want to make kind of beginner-oriented tutorial, I have to use GDScript in a sense. That, I mean, not necessarily because it is simpler, because that is... I think it's fine to use C#. I mean, people do it with Unity, so they can do it with Godot. It's more that with the C#, there's this kind of extra steps you have to make to install everything so that it can work. And I think it can be kind of off-putting for beginners at some point. We want that to 11. Let's go. But yeah, I'm kind of eventually self-blocking here regarding this C# thing. But yeah, the thing is that I'm just questioning things. That's also why I was thinking that instead of creating another project in that sense, I would go for a kind of like this Bloons project I made. Do the same thing with the scope of the tutorial from the Slay the Spire thing. Which kind of makes me circle back to what I was talking regarding Fluffy's project. Well, I don't know where he's going. I feel like... Oh, that's hell of expensive. Regarding my recent experiences, the best way to go through any project is to scale it very small, very, very small. So, yeah. But anyway, I was... Like, this next project's gonna happen right now anyway. We have 5 days before the end of Bloons. So, we still have those. And after that, I will probably be kind of... Yeah, this kind of recovery phase I mentioned earlier. Kind of like the last jam actually. The very last, there was a 10-day jams, and I kind of had to... I don't know why, but I needed a pause after this one, and that was a very long pause. So yeah, probably for the next week, with maybe an S, there will be playing games, discovering games, that kind of things. Your kitty came back after too many hours outside. Oh, you had to greet him properly. I can understand that. Alright. Hmm. It's actually not that much. Not idea anymore, and whether or not you will remain student has yet to be decided. Too sick to follow a proper student track. Yeah, that's pretty much why I stopped school as well. The craziest thing to me that was kind of the last blow, whatever, was when I was I was half studying and half working at the same time. I mean, three-fourths. Wow, this junkie head. Mostly working and studying like around 1 week a month. It was like I did realize that while I was working, I was learning a lot, and I was doing something meaningful and kind of making money in the same time. While when I was at school, I was most often than not learning in a very inefficient way some random stuff that I had no control on. And that was very, very, very damaging to my brain. So yeah, you need to do what you want to do. Yes, kind of. Not forced to do it. Yeah, of course. I mean, not everyone works like this. In fact, the vast majority of the population, they like being told what to do and what to learn. They like the idea of you get kind of the you sign up to something, and at the end we tell you, oh, you succeeded, you have the degree. For a lot of people, that's what's important more than actually learning in and of itself. Got bachelor's on IT, something along those lines. French system doesn't have a 1-1 matching with your usual English system. Yeah, the robots thing. It's not really robots. It's kind of like a different. It's of course it is a different set of values in a first stance, but really, it's mostly a question of the people who are surely, I want to say, motivated by the idea of learning something specific, and which are kind of in general like the people who will be in a learning state during their entire life. That's a very low amount of the population. But yeah, it's like this kind of thing. Like from what I've seen from it, it is kind of, I don't want to say brain construct, but a kind of personality that kind of puts you in a I will be forever a student, in a sense that you do enjoy to learn for the sake of learning. But when you do enjoy learning for the sake of learning, the school system doesn't work because most of the time you're not learning. And that's where it kind of breaks the brain. Like the brain is kind of failing to understand what's going on. It's like, I'm supposed to be at school, I'm supposed to learn, but I'm not. And that's kind of the fake illusion of school. Like we think we're learning, but we're not. Most of the time we're not. After that, you went to engineering school. Yeah. And your last year right now on sickness leave. The thing is, I would actually like to be able to compare learning a game dev on my own with an actual game school. But yeah, that's kind of the thing that I will not be able to attend. You would also like to attend a technical engineering school or electrical? That's special. I mean, when I did, what triggered me the most is that for the first years, which were not really engineering years, they were just like preparation years, we had classes of electronics and everything. And basically we were learning about components which do not exist. Well, they do exist, of course, but which are not used anymore since the 90s. And the teachers were telling us, everything you're learning right now is useless. Everything you learn is useless. This is just like not used anymore, but that's the program. It's not changed regarding what's new now. So you'll have to suffer it. And I was like, pretty much when I realized that I could not deal with school anymore in general. Because that's pretty much how the entire school system works. We do know that what you're learning is useless, and we are learning it in a bad way, but that's the way it is. So either you suffer it or you don't. And I choose not to. We're kind of on the opposite side on that range. I think public school don't give game dev enough love, or at least they didn't when you went through your bachelor's. Oh yes, I mean, the thing is, when I say I would actually love to see a game dev course at school, but the thing is that it's just not possible. Because, I mean, I don't know now, but 10 years back it was like as expensive as an engineering school, so you can think like 4,000 to 7,000, maybe even 10,000 of euros a year, and you don't have any degree at the end because the state isn't recognizing, I mean, the country is not recognizing the diploma, so you get nothing but just a piece of paper, sort of, and you don't get any scholarship as well. Like, it's, I mean, if you're not rich, you can't. That's kind of thing. Like, the only person I know who attended this class, I mean, this school, was basically because he inherited from both his parents, which allowed him to go to that school. So, it's kind of heavy circumstances to get there. As the Google programs. Yeah, exactly. We only study useless things instead of practical and logical things. Exactly. And hi, Malik. How are you doing? But at the same time, you know, there are things which are kind of very weird. There was a time I learned game dev technologies, so that was around 2018. 2018 I learned about game dev technologies. So that wasn't a school thing. That was a part of a program, in a sense, to get employed. So that was something that was paid by the companies themselves. So companies were investing in those programs so that you do get this specific education, and then you get it, right? So in 2018, I learned from a technology that was, we can say, was born in 2012. So that's namely React. And when I say born in 2012, I really mean public in 2012. React is the technology that's used to make Facebook. And they created their own technology for Facebook, and now it's something that anyone can use to make web applications. When I got out of it, I realized that it was actually impossible to get any job in that area, because the vast majority of the companies in France, which are not in Paris or in the big cities, they actually don't do modern stuff. They just maintain very old systems. So you technically have to learn about outdated technologies, because the vast majority of the jobs are about maintaining, not creating. So that was a big disappointment. Very, very big disappointment. And there's this kind of things where there is a real difference between what they tell you the job industry is and what it really is. Like, we tend to often forget that schools or learning programs in general their first need is to sell their courses. So of course they will tell you, oh yeah, that's important. People want that. Why most often than not necessarily. You kind of have to go yourself, meet the companies to see what they need, and then learn it if that's needed. All right. You have the head of someone who's gonna buy something, right? Right? Now come back. I think I should go try an auction before it's too late. Oh, we have something to open. Let's see. Gambling pot. Oh, I thought it was empty. Honestly, I think I'm gonna keep it. And I will just analyze it myself. With the super expensive tool that Darian wanted me to buy. I can do this, but I will be out of money for a little while. I need money. No. In fact, I just have to sell the hat. Just have to sell the hat. Buy the hat. Good hat. No. It's actually a helmet. What does this tool do again? It allows me to identify blue items, so I don't have to take the car, go to the opposite side of the map to pay $30 to have someone identify it for me. Take it. I can't. It's too expensive. Right now, it's a must. I need $70. Okay, I'm gonna fetch the items and let's go. I need money. No, it has to be the most 21st century thing I heard so far. Yeah, right. Isn't it? It's going to be a risky move because I will basically have to wait for the helmet to sell. Because I will be very much out of money. Toys that make noise. Yep. I have 3 big items to sell. Well, big. The next tool I will have to buy is the repairing tool, so that we can increase the quality of items slightly better. Well, what does the map look like, by the way? Can you clip outside? Oh, can you clip outside? I don't know. The map looks like a 2-island system, so that's the kind of starting point. And then you kind of have to come here for some services at first, but you also have access to different auction spots. I think it's not really... You're not really supposed to start and stay here. You're kind of supposed to navigate between the two.
What have you got?
Oh, see, that's broken, so we can increase the quality. So yeah, that's a part of the gameplay that I kind of dislike. The way you just repair items by right-clicking on them. I would have preferred that you have to bring those items to your shop so that, I mean, I don't care if it's someone else, but someone could repair them and it would take a little bit of time. And eventually a little bit of money as well, I don't know. And then you could have expertise in choosing to learn how to repair a specific kind of items and not just every items. But yeah. You'd better hope to find submarine in one of them garage. Yeah, like, we are more isolated than those people in Los Santos. Eventually there is a submarine toy. That's in the realm of possibilities. Okay, so will I get my $70? Real question. This road is very long to travel. That's pretty much why I usually dislike to go to the other side. It just takes so much time. Just takes so much time. Okay, did I get my $70? Why no one wants my helmet? You want to buy something? Oh, come on. Alright, tools. Verification tool, buying, Darian, you look at that? Yeah, we buy it. Woohoo! Oh, the next one is so expensive. And those two guys, they're spending their lives here. Right. And we identify the microphone. Super worth. What is that at 6K? Nothing. I mean, the other one is to increase the quality of items. Looks like the guy's waiting for nothing to disappear. Oh, weird. Don't know, maybe this bench is that comfy. It could be. Actually don't know. I can't sit. I'm part of these humans who can't sit in this world. No, you're not leaving without buying something. Monster. Welp, we pull. Hi, lady. Look at the super helmet. Do you want a helmet? No. You want a pincers. Maybe not. Why is it? Oh, I may have overpriced it. Is this why they all run away like this? Verification tool level 2, you said. Well, that's what we bought. So 6k is the next level. But I think buying this thing at 2k is much better at the moment, because it works on any kind of items, green included. And what is the new one? Like the one who increases the quality? Oh, that's just to identify pink / fuchsia / magenta items. Since I'm broke, I'm just gonna run instead of wasting fuel. Because anyway, in the morning, I have to wait, so... Well, technically the game allows me to take a loan. Technically. But I usually like to not take loans in this kind of game. Kind of speed up things very much. And sometimes, more often than not, they are very much disbalanced. Like, they're just too broken. Buy it, this one is old. I don't have the money. That's kind of the main problem, you know? Money issues. Let's jump. Jumping above a trash can, trash bin, is kind of a specific feat, actually. That's a big jump. I'm complaining about the car being too slow, and I run. That's special. Loan for it? No, no way. In capitalist America, you don't take loans. Loans take you. Probably. I think those are actually very expensive. Oh, it's actually okay. It's okay. That's... yeah. Imagine, like, you're driving and someone jumps on your car. Okay, did we make any money during the night? Of course not. Okay. Well, I'm broke, I have to say yes. Maybe we can go to an auction. Well, should wait a little bit. Said you can loan money. No, I'm not gonna loan money. That's cheating. I'm not cheating. Oh wait, did I see a magic button? Stole from truck. Oh my god. I was such a loser before. Right. Make me rich, Vanessa. Thank you. Oh, wait, someone purchased... Oh, the helmet! Wait, what? Okay, we're good to go. Can you gamble? Not in the sense you're thinking about. How's character customization in this game? So, as far as I know, you have the beginning where you choose the face, hair, etc, etc. But then you have to unlock the clothes by giving collectors the items they're looking for. Can you buy money with real money? Probably not. this is not a free-to-play MMORPG, sadly. Okay, so I would say that's between 300 to 400. You know like this? Well, a lot of distraction today. Now, as I said, between 300 and 400. Now I'm gonna discover that it's definitely not paying back. They want to add lockpicking at some point in the game, which is gonna be cool because it's annoying to open those. Oh, a spaceman toy, and we can analyze it. Now, the thing is that every time I analyze a blue item, we save $30. So I think we are at $60 at the moment. Can you ram people with the truck? I think not. I think I tried and the people won the fight. That's honestly, who wouldn't want to buy this sink? Who? Everything's broken in here. It's kinda okay because we can increase their value. Oh, that's actually a real item. You tried Gun and Psycho. You would never? Well, those are piles of pixels, as Vega would say. Oh, and by the way, I was thinking about if I getting there. If I had to make a new tutorial in a way, I would probably make it in two parts, with the first part being a one scene game and the second part being a several scenes the game. And I was thinking about actually making a game kind of inspired by this Vegar-ish thing that you were actually also doing at the start, Darian. Like a phenomenal evil game. Like with a tiny grumpy mage trying to stack as much power as possible. That could fit in a one scene game very well, I think. You managed to make a button generate +1 stack, and that's it. Great project, isn't it? So now it's just a question of actually adding a little bit more to it. And eventually it could be the opportunity for you to try again as well. Maybe you'd be surprised to see how better it's now if you try to do it. Oh, we have a big item. Oh, we have two. I'm just going with a flat multiplied by 2. It's probably a correct way to go with that. You will try, but first you need to finish your project. Yeah, the super secret project. From tomorrow, you take a pause with the test. Nice. Being able to pause a project and going back to it later is kind of a very good skill, I think. I don't have this very much. Oh, maybe I will not have enough money for this. Yikes. Should have taken the tier 1. Until tomorrow. I'm gonna go random with this one. I'm just gonna buy it no matter what. If they do let me buy it. Yeah, I'm gonna design a spell listing and action bars, and your leeway left before definitely plagiarizing World of Warcraft. Alright, see you later then. Oh, this is going expensive. Because I'm reading the chat, I'm just betting without even looking. And I don't really try that much to estimate the price of something because I'm probably very bad at it. Oh, it's open. So what's in the box? A saucepan? A perfect saucepan. Not just a regular saucepan. And $90 saved. Well, technically we save more because we don't spend fuel. Right now you're playing Minecraft. Is that it? A good pose for you? I actually didn't play that for a very long time. I really enjoyed playing it during the, what I would call the Feed the Beast era. That was kind of cool. Well, technically, if you play Tomcraft, you will recognize a few of the icons from what you may have seen on this channel, because we do use the same source for the icons. Oh, 122. 120. The balloon is so annoying, like there's no way to make it fit. It's round, that's the most annoyingest item to put in a truck. Mud pack. Oh, you're playing Stoneblock? I really love this one. I never really took the time to go very far in it because Minecraft is the kind of thing that I do play socially more than solo. And historically, what we played the most is Skyblock, which is pretty much what you could have guessed from the fact that I actually thought about making a Skyblock game. But yeah, I saw the Stoneblock mod pack, I tried it a little bit, and yeah, I mean, I prefer the way of digging way much better than creating floating islands. We play with this sister. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, Minecraft is so much more fun when you have people to play with. The problem is, I think, that compared to when we were at school, it's complicated now to have people with a very open schedule. So you can't really play with the people you used to play most of the time. I feel like a thief for having this item. But whatever. I mean, it's touching the ground. Doesn't mean that... Oh no, it's fine. You like mods? Yeah, mods are on the life. Definitely. One mode that I really did like, and that's chickens, basically. That it's like bees, but with chickens. It's the weirdest explanation ever, but yeah. Roost. Now you're playing with them. I think Roost is just an expansion of chickens, but probably. Because I do remember that this mode had like a lot of components. In different sub-modes, in a way. 206. And 302. Maybe I should specialize my shop. 159. For some reasons, it's still easier to make math in French. Chickens and Roost, 2 modes for full potential. How to type. You're fighting Ender Dragon. That's the kind of thing. That's the part of Minecraft that I'm absolutely not interested in. You like Tinker? I know I played it a lot, but I don't know if it is the one I'm thinking about right now. Is it the one where you have to smelt your weapon? Like, cast your weapon somehow? Not really cast, but forge your weapons and tools. You need dragon scales? Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of a... I don't want to say vanilla, but usually it's like... Yeah. The way the moment I played the game was way before the Elder Dragon, so... It's not really something that's part of the modes and stuff I was playing. Basically, the mode that was out when we were playing was Agrarian Skies. That's the mod pack that we milked a lot. So you need dragon scales for armor, so you need to kill the Ender Dragon. Yes, the melting pot. Yeah, the melting pot is so cool. I really love it. The first time, that was kind of confusing, not gonna lie. The first time, yes, that was, oh man, I'm poor! What am I doing? You were watching modes from 2014. Yes, that's kinda this era. Jaded Cat making Agrarian Skies 2. That was very cool. I really loved this pack. Something else that I really enjoy on Minecraft was the super hostile maps. This is very fun to do as a duo. You know, most of the mods that exist from 1.12.2 until now. Wow, that's a lot. I actually don't know which collector I want to focus on. I think I should check the customizations first. You're a maniac, a modiac. See? No bumping. Oh, let's sell this bed. So 160.72. I feel like my inner software that multiplies by 2 is kind of broken. Right, let's see what we can buy. So we can buy specialization. So having like the art and fashion and beauty area is probably effective. Well, as is fashion. A lot of blue items are just rings and stuff. Here we have better haggling, more space. Well, the thing is that they're talking. I mean, where am I supposed to put the rug? I still don't know. You died. Well, that's the kind of thing that happens, I think. Oh. Oh, wait, what? Uh. Oh. I actually sold it for more expensive than it is? That's huge. That's huge. Oh, that wasn't. I think I. Stupid lag. Oh, ping. Are you playing on a server? Well, yeah, maybe if you're playing with your sister. That would make sense. Okay, can I participate to another auction? Absolutely not. As soon as you get the pawn shop, the pace of this game begins to be slightly better. You make more money, and you can start to invest. That's kind of cool. Because in my game test, I did purchase the verification tool before the pawn shop, and that was very complicated to remake the money again. Yup, very complicated. Now, I was kind of thinking about Minecraft and my Skyblock project, and I was thinking of this problem I had, if we can call that a problem. When I was creating this cube mesh texture, and I wasn't finding the correct way to apply the texture on the cube, because somehow the texture has to match a UV layout. But I don't know, it's like you kind of have to have the layout somewhere so that you can make the relevant texture. So this is a very not so much expensive thing. Between 200 to 300, going higher is probably a loss. I have to check that in Google shortly after. Ugh. Let me make money. Okay, so yeah, and you lost your grave. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the kind of thing that happens in the Ender often. Is it like at the bottom of the world? Or is it really destroyed? That's the question. And graves, that's for cheaters? Back in the days we were playing without graves. Oh, good quality table. Oh, the guy is taking this item. Nice. Done, kill the dragon. Dragon armors. Well, scales. 120, 150. Can you get in the chest, please? Come on. What's going on? The grave mode, it is in the stone block mod pack. Yeah. Wait, what? That's the weird stuff I have achieved. Oh, I sold something. Okay, so apparently barbecue is a veteran item. So I'm gonna bring that to barbecue guy. Well, veteran guy. Nope, nope. Stay in. Not cheating, please. Well, you can disable the mode. That's tedious to remove graveyards. Graves. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, I got it. So there's 2 balloons in one storage. That's super mean. Yeah, I'm gonna... 2. Time to be the dragon again. Playing the original mod pack as it is. Mm-hmm. No plus minus modes. Do you have Harvestcraft in there? From Pam? Pam's Harvestcraft? I really like this one. It's my favorite kitchen mod.
Hello.
Oh, the skin isn't this cool. I often really like to make big gardens. It's kind of a fun thing I like to do in Minecraft. Why, you're a great game dev. Do you work for any studio currently? Absolutely not. I actually never tried to find a job in the industry. And the thing is that if, regarding the job situation thing, what I really value in a job is being able to have a physical place to go to work to. Like, I hate remote works. And right now, regarding where I'm living and stuff, I don't think there's any job opportunity in my vicinity. Somehow you're a mod pack creator. Are you the one who made Terraria modes? I think so. But thanks, Ariano, for the compliment. I really appreciate that. In fact, I have a friend from childhood, which I don't really specifically talk to a lot now. We just like catch up a few times, sometimes once in a year or something. And well, that's the guy who actually went to the gaming school, I mean game dev school, not really game dev, but game creation school. And he decided to create his own studio for this 2025. So I don't know where the project is, but so yeah, you made mod packs for others, small mod pack creator. Well, you'd be surprised, but I find modding to be very difficult and very annoying to do. That is the kind of thing that I really hate to do, and from regarding the way my brain works, it's very complicated. I'm very bad at reverse engineering, and all my skill points go in original creation, sort of. Did you make this game? Absolutely not. We're just playing this game while I'm kind of recovering from my latest game jam. Like here, we're just playing a game. Yeah, no, I don't do that. But yeah, this game is on Steam. It's called Storage Hunter. The hardest part is combining the modes so that it doesn't crash. Oh, probably yes. The thing is that I think I tried to... I mean... For example, one thing I hate very much with modes is that you have to kind of decompile the game. And that I hate. Like, you have to install a bunch of stuff and it's like... It's so complicated. Like, I could be good at modding if I had someone doing all the tedious organizing DevOps side, in a sense. But otherwise, I wouldn't even try. But at some point, you know which mods have conflicts? Yes, yeah, that's it. Well, technically, for example, I tried a little bit of RimWorld modding, and it has a system to kind of avoid conflicts. As long as you don't modify the base game files or systems, you can't conflict with others. And then even if you do, you can kind of participate in I want to say bigger mod structures that kind of take care of avoiding conflicts. I do know that, for example, Minecraft has this kind of thing where it will, like, you know how Tinkers uses ores to make different tools and stuff? Well, it will take copper from different mods to make them compatible, so that's kind of cool. So yeah. We kind of have to make them in a way at some point. Where's the auction? On the Fabric API sometimes shows you what the problems are, which else? But in the Fabric, good luck. Yeah. Oh, corpse. I have no idea. I'm just gonna bet randomly. Forge API? Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I feel like modding's hard. Even simple modding, I mean, it is hard because most of the time what I want to do is complicated. So, because it's complicated, it requires to add script code, and adding script code can be confusing when you don't know how the project works. It is fun. I don't know. I feel much more comfortable creating things from brute code rather than using a structure. In this kind of situation, I could be useful if someone was making the mode and they would have like trouble writing the scripts, but they could give me the information to just like, I don't have to make the algorithms and stuff, but okay, this guy is annoying. Yeah, you sometime, yeah, don't code the modes, the settings. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, some modes can be very, very simple, right? Wait, I actually can take another one here. Oh, maybe not. Yes, there's one. Using Visual Studio. Yeah. Visual Studio you will use a lot if you try to make C# projects with Godot. Well, maybe Visual Studio Code. No, Visual Studio actually, yeah. I think it's simpler than using VS Code. What is that? The way it is right in front. Like, hey, I value money. You learn C# in VS and C++. I think C++ is kind of mildly interesting me. But I don't have any use for it. At all. A long time ago. Yeah. In fact, maybe I would like to, out of curiosity, try to find a kind of tutorial series of stuff on how to make your own game engine with C++. That could be very fun. But C++ doesn't have object structures, so you have to make it yourself. I'm quite curious to see how this turns out to be. Like, what are the consequences of this? Why would you want to make a game engine? Out of curiosity to understand how they work in the first place. And also because I just want to try C++ a little bit, and technically it's kind of the same thing, like making a game in C++ and making an engine to make games. Like when we say making your own game engine, it's like making your own way to load a texture, to create these kind of things. And yeah, I think overall it's probably a good thing to understand the overall communication between different things. Like, you know, also you can, I mean, when I say you, I mean anyone. Anyone can participate in the development of Godot in general. So that's also an interesting part. And not necessarily like just making features that are gonna be useful for, I mean, are gonna be shipped to the base engine, but at least you can make your own stuff, right? Like if you do need to extend, if you do want to extend the engine to add a few features, you kind of need to throw these C++ things in there. But yeah, just me kind of randomly thinking, not really having a project of this. Because, yeah, in real situations, at the moment, using Godot is way more than enough. Another solution, I guess, not really solution, but option, would be to try Unreal Engine. But I don't know, I really like Godot. But at the same time, Unreal Engine with the C++ thing could be quite interesting. Unreal? Yeah, I mean, that's if you want to do C++, that's the best way to start. I think Unreal is good for... It is good for projects which requires optimization, which is not really the case when you're a solo indie dev. Optimization, Godot is bad at this. Did I say Godot? I meant Unreal. Better than Unity, Unreal at code, but worse in optimization. Well, the simple fact that Godot uses kind of the 64 bytes for every variables kind of... Yeah. Because I don't know if static typing things is like, oh no, this one I will keep. Static typing things is actually allocating a smaller memory. That would be cool, but I don't think so. It's difficult to make math while talking. Okay, let's try to catch up. Optimization Godot is bad at this, better than Unity, Unreal at code, but worse in okay. Yeah, the code thing, I don't know. Because, for example, like GDScript, I think I will prefer C# on the long run. And then you say, well, the 3D thing, is that kind of optimization related? But Godot is new to 2014. It's way older than that. And Unity is older, 2005. Had time to optimize Unreal. I think Godot is older than this. Because I remember that I knew someone who was talking about Godot a very, 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 very long time ago. And 2013 was... 14th January 2014. That's probably... I mean, it could be like the license. Yes, it could be like the date for a specific licensing or I don't know. Well, what is new about Godot is that what I would call the burst of it is recent. Because for a very long time it was very much overlooked in favor of Unity. Because Unity is... I mean, if anything, the Unity drama really gave a big push to Godot. Really, really big push. And it was already starting to kick in before that, so... Unity drama, that's why you switched to Godot. Well, yeah. In fact, I want to say, I don't even know if I can say a switch, but it got me motivated enough to try it. Yeah, it got me motivated enough to try it. And I do not regret it. Because in a lot of ways, it is much more comfortable than Unity. But yet again, now if I would go back to Unity, I would be more comfortable in general because I've learned a lot of game dev related skills with Godot, which I didn't have when I was using Unity. So yeah, Unity is probably very good as well. But I don't know. It's like there's this kind of safety net that Godot is open source. And we never know if having private founds, like, I mean, Unity being fully, I want to say, commercialized and managed and stuff, is really paying off. I don't know. In comparison to Godot being open source. Godot is free open source, yeah. So the thing is that we still have a lot of contribution from what I see, and I actually don't really know because I don't have the knowledge to be able to contribute in any shape or form. So I don't know how this is going contribution wise. It just looks okay because it is progressing, right? Like we can see there's new content. Yeah, this should have worked. Oh yes, if you want big projects games, go for Unity or even Unreal. For small games, Godot is nice. The Doom Keeper, a great game in Godot. You played it. Doom Keeper or Dome Keeper? I think I heard about it. Dome Keeper rings a bell. I mean, maybe you talked about it in the live and we checked that briefly on Steam. Dome, yeah, I don't know. Well, for example, you may be aware, I mean, not aware, but maybe actually, that Slay the Spire 2 is being developed with Godot. So that is an interesting fact, I think. I don't know how big of a Slay the Spire 2 is then developed in Godot. Well, it is for sure not a super big game, in the sense that it's not requiring heavy physics or whatever.
Did you manage to find it?
What kind of suit is that? What are the other collectors? Oh, there's a clothing store? Why am I bothering with the collectors when I can just use money? Can I spend the night on a bench? Real question. What am I doing? Completely lost here. I don't know for how long I've been streaming this. Oh, I could actually see it right here. 2 highways. Because at some point I will get angry. Hungry. For sure. Oh, and also what time is it? If I want to go buy stuff. How will you code if you had a character with a sword? What do you mean? What is this question exactly? You will keep your secret? That's kind of confusing. Keep playing. Keep playing. Don't look. Okay, so I think we have a chest to open. You have for this project many effects. You wanted to add many effects, but it's hard. The texture, shader, yeah. I'm so sad. The videos from Freya. Basically, she's using shaders for Unity. And it turns out that it's not the same shading language than we use on Godot. So I'm kind of sad about it because it makes it very hard to follow. I mean, mostly because I'm only half following. I'm not really following like with a lot of. I mean, thoroughly. I think that's the word. Okay, let's buy a new tool. Zoop. So we technically can now increase this quality. Oh, wow. Great. We're gonna be rich very soon. Well, you have something. The reason why I think it's sad is because she has like 4 videos, if I remember correctly, and she goes through a lot of different things regarding shading, and I think it's kind of covering the old topic. I mean, you can show me a sneak peek of my first shadow? You can show that, indeed. So I think we are at 180. Oh, 2 perfect items in this chest. That thunder effect, yes, from a few days ago. I actually didn't see the results. Well, I'm still not sure that if it is really a shader, but... It is a visual effect, yeah. Oh, this is not identified. It was probably in a chest. Let's get it. And now that we have the tool, they're all normal quality. Yuck. Okay, let's get the money and go get an auction. You posted it on Discord. I leave it there for 1 minute, then Q3. Oh, too bad, I'm not checking this. Before 1 minute. How is that? It's not moving. Uh-huh. Right. I guess I will have to wait. It's a photo. Yes, that's the point of what I was saying. Indeed. Is it a moving shadow though? I will have to check what was the shader that Elphium used for the swords. I mean, the good part is that I do have the files on my computer, so I can pretty much find this. Oh, that's going to be a very cheap auction. You have 5 attacks at the moment for your character. Attacks. So you're making a Sims game. 6. And you need 3 more. A star game. Interesting. Come on, let me buy this for cheap. No. Why is your game type censored? Oh, I know you did it yourself. Yes. Boom, extra money. You're not gonna catch me like this. Oh, it is very valuable box already. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Oh, it's closed. This chest thing is kinda annoying, not gonna lie. You've always liked this mysterious thing from the Cube Escape series? Absolutely not. I don't know. Oh, that's a suit. I didn't realize with there. Now mystery is cringe, so yeah. Well, recently my brother was watching a video about a mystery in Cyberpunk regarding the color magenta and, well, kind of a very long mystery that took the release of the DLC to be finished. And I really like this kind of things in games. An old version of this is, for example, in the original GTA San Andreas, you had the Epsilon mystery in some sort, which people tried to figure out, and that was very cool. I really liked the idea of trying to find these informations in the games and stuff. That was very cool. Really enjoyed it. That's probably the kind of things I would like to add in my games too. Like, the way you had those unnecessary, in the sense that they're not needed in the gameplay, unnecessary things giving kind of informations regarding what's going on, or at least raising questions. That was very interesting. I really like this idea of, I'm making a game, but I'm not just focusing on the game features, right? You did the kind of flavor around it. Not flavor, but fluff. In Assassin's Creed games, there are certain puzzles. When you discover them, there are things secrets about the world. Like the theory of the dictator in Germany who was actually killed by his double. Or like the first man-made computer in the year 0,000 found in an instant volcano. Weirdly enough, I've never been interested in those games, Assassin's Creed. Like they're really, for some reasons, never interested me in the slightest. So, dude was recording his wet feet in his storage pool, and he was streaming that while watching the feedback on his TV computer, but then the TV computer detached and he got zapped. He did a Claude Francois. Oh god. A Tesla who was killed because of his invention of current wireless. But why the heck did you have a body in your pool, and how the heck can you burn in water? You can burn in water when there's electricity in the mix. Can I start though? Here's the first suspicions. I'm stuck. I can't bet. I'm stuck. No. Oh, boo! I wanted the super twisted one. And technically he didn't burn. He just like dried. I mean, I see them as dried bodies, not burnt bodies. I wonder how common it is to find a dead body in a storage like this in real life. Is this how you drive in France? Well, I technically don't have my driving license, so that's probably where I would drive. No. Probably not. Turns out I'm a very cautious person. I can press the Alt plus F4 for the boost. I should do that right away. This really looks like those very old cons we did when we were playing MMORPGs. Because back in the days, often those games didn't have the check back then to make sure you really want to quit. Oh, nice camera shots. I actually don't have that much money.
Come on. Come on. Yep. Oh.
Let's go. The thing is that it looks like a lot of big items. 210. I'm still counting how much we're making from buying these tools that you made me buy. So $210 back. Oh, the way it gets its color back is quite interesting. Focus. I may have to do 2 trips. Yeah, most likely. So they want me to buy a specialization for the shop. Furniture could be a very good one, I think. Whoa! Those toilets, do they fit? Please hold. Oh, perfect. And eventually, the balloon. Because we didn't hear enough about balloons in the recent weeks. Oh, look at that. It looks so square. The balloon? So yeah, actually, I'm thinking about it again. Should I try to cook up a tower defense tutorial for Godot with C#? Interesting question. What? Well, basically, that's the questions that were coming up when I was making the balloons make alike. Like, is this preparing the release of a tower defense tutorial? I think it could be interesting. But the thing is that now that I've been streaming a lot more, I realized that I hate editing videos. I hate that. Like, making videos, it's not really something I do like. So I will have to be very, very motivated to do that. Okay, we have 2 chests to open. Oh, and this is not identified. But yeah, I think if I do this, one possible way to... Did I lose a chest? I had 2. Oh, no, it's here. One possible way to do that is to kind of create the base... the base document for this tutorial series during lives, and at the same time it would allow people to actually ask questions if they have. And then film a kind of condensed, synthesized, that's a complicated word, synthesized version of it for a video. You don't know you're not a content creator? Yeah. Do what you like, I guess. Yeah, I mean, the question isn't really on the format, if there is a question. The thing is that, yeah, making it's more about the actual game itself, like the tower defense. Because I think it's a kind of game that's easy enough to start with, but also at the same time, it has some great specificities which teach interesting stuff, like eventually working with areas. The path follow is very cool to work with. Oh, it's right here. If you have to initiate to do video, do. If you don't have the motivation, just don't do it. Don't be a weak work, just for save them. Yeah, that's kind of be right. At some point, if I don't want the channel to die, you know, I kind of have to make content for it. Even though it's kind of timeless and it's still working. I mean, the Stardust original series is still living its life. And it will probably be for a very long time. But yeah, the thing is that I'm definitely not gonna hire a video editor, because the cost of this is probably gonna be very expensive, and you know, what I will get back from it will be, I don't know. It may take a very, very long time to at least just refound the editor. So eventually I will have to make a cash grab idle game before. Who knows? Well, I actually have to check the money in my pawn shop. I'm running kinda low. You can make a phone game, go with ads, and you have passive income. Somehow, phone games is not necessarily what I'm most interested in. And the thing is that Steam games, for example, they... I still have to go through learning this Steam thing. I did try a little bit with Nico, I mean, when Nico brought that to the table. This is your first target. Yeah, I mean, that's the most common one. And it makes sense. That's where those games are kind of thriving. But at the same time, I don't know. Deving for phones is kind of special. And I don't know if I really want to do that. There's a little bit of calculation going on in my head. And focus to grab the right and correct price. You don't need to do something wow. Yeah, but it has to be at least very interesting enough so that you want to play it, right? That's also why I always go back to trying to find ideas of something I really want to do regarding an idle game. And this thing I was talking about when I said that I wanted to find... What do you want to... No. Maybe I overpriced it. when I said I wanted to make a kind of inspired by Slay the Spire's position, not inspired by it, but in a similar manner. That's what you can find in a lot of games. I think there's this game like Soda Dungeon or something where you have this. It's kind of a turn-by-turn combat thing, and it can go automatically. You'll be surprised of how many brain rot games are. Actually, not surprised, and that's also why I don't try this many games. Like, it's so disappointing.
Yes, Chief?
So 2:40, I think. Well, your main target is to do a Hollow Knight. This is your final purpose. And that, after that, who knows? Well, you will be doing something completely different, and you will make your first painting. Okay. Great. Makes more sense. Great. Do I actually play the last day, the Sunday? And do I take a break right now? Do I actually go back this evening to finish the Bloons project? I mean, finish. I don't even know what's to be finished. Like, if it is start the stream, upload the project, and goodbye. That would be weird. I don't know. I'm kind of tired right now. Leave that game alone, it is done. Yeah, I think so. Not with the texture. My snow globe is very cool. I will not let you tell me otherwise. I only made the ice tower, which is kind of wrong because technically I also made the... Well, I mean everything ice tower related, and I made the missile... particles, and technically I made the ending screen, the victory screen things, which you may not have seen so far. But yeah. In fact, there's the possibility that I did upload this. So if you finish the game right now, you may actually see something very new. I can't vouch for it though. I'm just gonna open the last chest, and I think I will be going on the secret version or the normal one. Both. Both. But technically, if you play the secret version, you are most likely to win. Also, I probably have released the... Oh wait, I have to wait. I have nerfed the balloons in the first one, yes. So the reduction on spawning speeds between balloons is disabled when you don't play the augmented version. So technically, it's doable. Can I send you a link? Maybe. I will just right after this, very soonish. Wow, a perfect dough whisk. And apparently I do know how to repair church books. Or how do you search? You have to look for my HIO, so you have to look for Ziblin rather than Sable. Probably Ziblin Dev. Most likely. Or maybe you could look for, in Google, you look for HIO Sable's Balloon Game. It's not so warning. How do you type your name? Your name with the Z. Zibelline. With an E at the end. This guy is like, he's like haggling to actually buy it in the end. You mean guy. You tried to trick me. You're not haggling for this. Alright, so I'm gonna save this. And save this. Yes. Wow, we have a lot more money now. We actually bought 2 items at 2k, and we gained 2k again. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. So, yeah. I'm just gonna rebind it. I mean, too many requests. Huh. New page. I hope it's shipped. I mean, if it's not, I will have to do it. Kinjaniwi, right? So you got the game. So, yeah. That's kinda... This is actually an idea I had since day one. Like, I thought about doing that. That's probably one of the very first thing I thought about. When I launched the game, saw the name, I was like, I have to make something about it. But yeah. It means you have a very recent version, so you most likely will have the secret thing I'm talking about. So anyway, we are slowly looking at the end here to actually throw a little music. Yeah, a little ending music. Let's go. For the sake of throwing an ending music, because the game being turned off, it's weirdly calm. Weirdly calm. This one's a good ending music generally. Where is it? Right here. So yeah, it was actually very cool to see you today. Well, technically I'm talking to Darian specifically right now, but other guys as well. So I will display my... Oh, well, I will not be right back then, but yeah, I will be right back the next time. I clicked the wrong scene. But anyway, that was cool. Interesting discussions, and I will see you guys later. Yeah, probably not tonight. I don't think there's anything more to add to the Bloons game. So you take care, you get your tests done, and... Oh, wait. I'll be waiting. The Pierce is not working. What do you mean? If you mean the one from the upgrade, it kinda works. It works-ish. If you mean the one from the augment, yeah, the Pierce is weird for that monkey. It's random. It's random. And if it is the one from the augment, it's not every time anyway. But if it's the one from the upgrade, technically it should work. But yeah, a lot of things are very weird. So I don't know. Even the chaining sometimes doesn't work. So, but yeah, don't tell that to players. Make them think it works. And I will be out. Because I'm very hungry.